Today,
All right. You guys can come in.
we're pulling the curtain back
Rock and roll.
and taking you inside the Woodland Park Zoo.
Oh my gosh, look how cute she is!
New exhibits,
Stop it. I can't even believe this is happening right now.
new animals,
That was so magical.
and new adventures await right now on Cairo 7.
Don't you just love wintertime at Woodland Park Zoo? I mean, come on, when else are you going to see a giant ice dragon? Hey guys, I'm Elle Thomas, and this is Wildlife, a look inside Woodland Park Zoo. Today we are showing you everything new at the zoo, including my giant friend here, and of course, the animals. Did you know they have 800 of them here, including some you've never seen before? Luckily, that's where we come in. Today, we're taking you behind the scenes for a little FaceTime in Tree Kangaroo Holding.
It's kind of our secret little cuteness corner over here.
Oh, and speaking of secrets, we're about to let you in on a big one. Have you ever been to the zoo and wondered what's behind this wall right now? Well, it may not look like much on the other side, but it could be one of your absolute favorite places in a couple of years. It's all part of a project nearly a decade in the making, and we're giving you a sneak peek before anyone else. The all-new Forest Trailhead exhibit is slated to open in 2026 right behind these walls, and it's gonna be insane. We're talking an elevated experience, a whole new forested world, and animals like you have never seen them before. But before we can understand everything to come, we need to take a step back to 2016 to understand how we got here. Chopper 7 capturing the scene from above, flames tearing through Woodland Park Zoo's night exhibit, once home to nocturnal animals. The space was being renovated at the time, just 6 turtles still hibernating in the basement when that fire broke out.
We fear that we've probably lost those turtles.
As flames engulfed the night exhibit, smoke clouded into the day exhibit next door, sparking a mad dash by firefighters and keepers to evacuate nearly 200 animals. In a matter of minutes, all 182 animals were loaded into storage containers and hauled to safety. We're talking reptiles, amphibians, and venomous snakes. Yes, that is a cobra inside of that box. Then, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, a new dream was born to create an exhibit like you have never seen before. A space at the heart of the zoo dedicated to the ghosts of the forest, the unseen animals, both here and beyond. It didn't happen overnight, and it won't be built in a day. But slowly, those plans started to be put into action. Bulldozers came in, and the buildings came down, making way for something a lot better. Most of the animals who lived there were sent to other accredited zoos, but there is one that stayed. You just haven't been able to see them until today. In their native Papua New Guinea, they're called the ghosts of the forest. Elusive and shy, you won't hear them, and you won't see them either. With gripping claws, strong limbs, and impeccable balance, tree kangaroos are masters of camouflage, perfectly blended into a canopy of trees 100 feet from the forest floor. Journey 6,550 miles back to Seattle.
We are in Tree Kangaroo Holding at Woodland Park Zoo.
Well, they're hidden here too.
It's off view, so it's kind of our secret little cuteness corner over here.
Thankfully, we have keeper Amanda to give us a sneak peek.
Oh my gosh, look how cute she is! Are you ready? I'm ready.
Captivating you with big eyes and a face that will melt your heart.
Oh, hi, Vinny.
Hi, baby girl.
And steal your focus.
I know.
sorry.
This is honestly, this is all I do. I just stare. It is hard. It's. You try not to get too attached. It's so hard to not get attached at all because we love these animals.
Amanda has worked with the tree kangaroos for a long time, and she knows just how to speak their language.
These are the ultimate prizes here.
Let's release the non-beast.
Release the beast.
As soon as she opens that gate, pop goes the marsupial.
Oh, she's so much bigger than I thought she would be.
Hey, baby girl, could come over. Yeah, okay, you're right. I have the good stuff.
Oh, the good stuff.
In this neck of the holding, Alana is queen.
She is very gregarious. We call her spicy, saucy, whatever you want to call her. All the nice words to say that she's got an attitude, and she deserves it.
And this diva is ready for her close-up. Okay, too close. Sorry, Jeff. We hope your camera's okay. I guess they weren't kidding about that whole spicy thing.
Okay.
Of course, her Joey, Finny, is never far behind.
Hi.
Just a mini-me next to
That's
mom.
so cute.
But she's not like a regular mom. She's a cool mom. There's only one rule in this house. Keep your paws off her snacks.
Oh my gosh,
I
she's
know.
like, Mom, this is
Oh
mine.
my gosh, Alana. She's a great
Little
mother.
piggy.
Besides that, she's a great mother.
Hurry up, Finny, otherwise she's gonna take that one too.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay, Alana. You're not you when you're hungry. Jump back to August of 2022. Alana was a role model marsupial mama.
Alana is trained to do voluntary pouch checks, so we actually did see this Joey when she was only a day or two old.
Good. Good.
She was completely blind. She didn't have ears off of her head, barely little arms and legs. So very ugly cute, but in my eyes, she's cute all around.
Then after about 5 months, it gets even cuter. You may catch a head here, a limb there. The perfect place to hide away, have a snack, and watch the world go by. Then, come month 9, it's time to hop on your own 2 feet. A series of beautiful moments at every step, from pouch to perch.
And I feel very lucky to work with such a rare species. So they've always been just for my eyes.
And now, after what will be a decade of being off view, these roos are ready for you to see them too.
And it's just, I want everybody to see that face, you know? It's just so cool.
Oh, bye guys. Well, I love them.
Me too.
Okay, now that we know a little bit more about the tree kangaroo, let's see how they compare to their more famous cousins. These guys are probably what jump into your head when you hear kangaroo. Both are marsupials, so they carry their babies in a pouch. Come on, who doesn't love pockets? But here's the difference. Tree roos are climbers, and they love living high in the trees. But these guys, the kangaroos we tend to associate with Australia, prefer to keep their large feet on the ground. Did you know they're the only large animals that move by hopping? According to the country's tourism website, they can clear about 25 feet in a single jump. That's like 10 steps for you and me. Now, these big boys are thriving, but their tree-hugging cousins, not so much. You know, each joey really does play an important role for this species' survival because, unfortunately, half of all tree kangaroos are considered endangered or critically endangered. That brings us to their Species Survival Plan, or SSP. Sound familiar? You may recall from other episodes in the series, zoos create somewhat of a dating profile for each animal. It's got their genetics, their strengths, their weaknesses. Then they send that profile to other zoos around the country so they can find that perfect partner. The goal? To maintain a healthy, genetically diverse population in zoos for at least 100 years. That's why tree kangaroos are here right now, even if they're not on exhibit for you to see just yet. Remember Alana and Finny? Well, they aren't the only tree roos at WPZ. There are actually 5. Oh, and Finny isn't Alana's only baby. She's had a lot. Grandbabies, too. Here she is 3 years ago with a different joey popping out of her pouch.
And there's about 20-ish zoos in America that have Matschie's tree kangaroos. And so it's quite rare to actually see them, and there's not very many in the population.
Exactly how many? There are only about 40 in U.S. zoos. And in the wild, things aren't much better, maybe 2,500.
They were losing habitat and also being hunted. I want to check it.
Thankfully, Dr. Lisa Daybeck was willing and ready to lead the charge on tree roo research, conservation, and species survival.
Once you meet a tree kangaroo, you sort of fall in love. And that's what happened to me.
It's a love story dating back to the 80s. First, she spearheaded a tree roo program at WPZ. Then, over the years, she spent her time learning everything she could on the species, even testing GPS collars and other tech to help tree roos in the wild.
Yeah, and this was the trail.
All the while, finding real-world application, working with the people of Papua New Guinea to save the species.
We now have a whole organization in Papua New Guinea based around the research on tree kangaroos, the conservation of tree kangaroos, the working with the communities in the villages, creating a protected area, and then working with the government.
4 decades later, the tree roo has a brighter outlook, and it's all thanks to a little program here in Seattle.
It is a very wonderful thing that Woodland Park Zoo wants to have tree kangaroos here in Seattle and then makes that link to saving them in the wild. And so it really has become a Woodland Park Zoo commitment to conservation.
So in a few years, you'll finally be able to see the tree roos on exhibit again, but they're not the only stars of the show here. Still to come, the Instagram influencer moving in with the tree roos. He was admittedly a little bit of a diva.
I think he likes the rain about as much as we do.
He's like, no way. But don't worry, we found a way to get a hold of him. Plus, we've got our hard hats on and we're ready to get to work.
What exactly is going to be here when all is said and done?
An exclusive look at the all-new Forest Trailhead exhibit. We promise it is worth the build-up. But first, can you guess the final animal that's going to move into the new digs? When they're in a group, it's known as a circus. Here's a hint. They are curious and clever, but there's no clowning around here. We'll have the answer on the other side of the break.
Welcome back, everyone. You know, today we are checking out all things new at the zoo, and it is one of my favorite times of year to visit because it's wild lantern season. They're absolutely stunning this year. You think they're cool now, you really need to come back at night to see them in their full glory.
From the mythical to the masterful, there are hundreds of lanterns lining the walkways, right at your feet, even high up in the trees. You can even interact with this one. From fire to ice.
It's basically an Instagrammer's paradise, and I guess it's a good thing too, because the zoo does have their very own influencer.
Oh, just look at this guy. The only difference between Carson and a human influencer, we actually want to know about his hair routine.
It is no wonder this guy has tens of thousands of followers. So we know Carson is the zoo's beloved red panda, but does he have any relation to these guys, giant pandas from China? The answer, no. In fact, red pandas aren't even bears at all.
Carson, come on, bud.
Well, it's raining.
You thinking about it or no?
A lot.
Is that a no?
This is where Carson the red panda typically hangs out.
I think that might be a no.
So we got set up like paparazzi waiting for that perfect shot.
Can I look in the hole to see his little face?
Absolutely.
Just trying to catch even a glimpse. And a glimpse is about all we got. You can see for yourself.
Carson, we love you. Please come out. He's like, no, thank you. I'm good in here.
Yeah.
Today, our Insta star was having none of it.
He definitely is our delicate flower. He doesn't like the rain.
I guess we can't blame him, though. At least we have Gore-Tex. And thankfully, a plan B. If he won't come to us,
Stop it.
we'll come to him.
It's bad.
Is he real?
I know. I had to pinch myself for about 2 weeks when I first started working with red pandas.
Now, this is what I call FaceTime with a star. Carson trusts Shannon, so she goes in first just to make sure he's camera ready and ready for company.
We're friends.
You do not have to ask me twice.
They are a very strange carnivore. They've adapted to eat mostly plant matter.
I think he must have liked us.
Where are you going, bud?
Or maybe he just wanted to get closer to the apples. I don't care. Either way, we'll take it.
He's like, hurry up. Okay.
He even took matters into his own paws after his keeper ran out of apples and checked twice, just in case.
There he goes.
But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end.
That was so cool.
So we said goodbye to Carson and hello to the Seattle rain.
Sorry, I've been waiting to do that for like 10 minutes.
Back in the exhibit, we set up under his prime perching place.
Carson spends a lot of time in his favorite resting spot. It's up in this pine tree right up here.
That's a good spot.
It is a really good spot. So sometimes it's a little difficult to see him when you're outside his habitat.
Spoiler alert, they're actually fixing that in the new Forest Trailhead exhibit. Here's a little peek.
They're going to meet red pandas in a whole new exciting way.
And as you just saw, Carson loves his visitors.
He is just a very gentle, calm little red panda that is a delight.
He even makes checkups easy.
A big part of training with him is just conditioning and desensitizing him to different touches and things that could be adversive to him.
You've probably had something like this done at the doctor too, using a stethoscope to listen to his little heart.
It's all right.
Shining a light to check his eyes.
Come here. Hey. Hey.
Don't forget to say, ah.
There you go.
We're pretty sure Carson doesn't speak English, but you've got to give them some props on the bedside manner.
Feel your tummy.
What makes Carson special is just that complete trust that he has in us and that we have with him as well.
Let's be real, Carson will probably gain even more followers once he moves out of this exhibit and into the new Forest Trailhead exhibit. Of course, he is going to have to learn how to share the spotlight with his new neighbors. We're talking the tree roos and one other species, too.
A little bit ago, we asked you which species, when in a group, is known as a circus. If you said D, Kia, you're correct.
Kias are actually a type of parrot. They're known as the clown of the mountains. They're loud, they're curious, they're highly intelligent, and as the name suggests, they're a bit mischievous.
They've been dubbed one of the smartest birds on the planet. Some even say they're as smart as your 4-year-old. Sporting sultry green plumage, perfect for the alpine region of New Zealand, the only mountain parrot in the world. Now, unlike their rainbow-feathered friends, these parrots won't talk back, but they'll make sure they're heard.
Yeah, very loud, very social, very smart birds that need a lot of enrichment out there to keep them busy.
Those enrichments look more like a puzzle, a carrot dangling in a cage, a sealed box, and a crowd favorite, a dried coconut tethered to a rope. It's the perfect mental stimulation, allowing them to use their sharp talons and curved beaks to really manipulate those toys.
Honestly, the most enriching thing we can do for these birds is have more birds for them to interact with.
Being a social species, it takes a lot to ruffle these feathers. Unfortunately, it takes even more to pique their interests. Just ask Sean Peterson, one of the animal curators here at the zoo.
What are some of the things that you guys see right now?
Just a lack of breeding success, I think. Our goal is to have a genetically sustainable population for the next 100 years, and that isn't currently possible with the success of breeding that's going on.
That's not for a lack of trying. The current species survival plan brought these Kias together. 3 males, 1 female, still no babies.
We definitely have a designated breeding pair there. Unfortunately, we haven't had a whole lot of success there over the last few years, but hopefully we're about to change that here with this new exhibit.
That's where the new Forest Trailhead exhibit comes in, basically giving the Kias more space. And more space means more birds.
What we're going to try to do here is have what we call a dating center where there can be some mate selection, where there's a bunch of Kias. They can actually mingle and find a male can find a female that he likes and she likes, and then potentially send them off to another zoo for hopefully more successful breeding.
So it is the avian equivalent of speed dating.
Yes, it is.
Does that excite you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a breeding program that really needs our help. Hopefully, it's going to change the success of Kias in zoos.
Well, Kia are not the only loud birds. Did you know toucans are some of the noisiest birds around? The zoo actually has a real-life toucan. We got to meet him in a previous episode.
You can learn more about all of the amazing birds at Woodland Park Zoo in our Fine Feathered Friends.
Feel free to take pictures.
And just listen to these adorable little noises. Can you tell which species of bird these zoo babies belong to? We'll tell you where you can find them when we come back. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for.
We just think that this is really the future of the zoo.
And it all starts in this tiny little model. I'm so excited.
A totally exclusive look at the all-new Forest Trailhead exhibit. Before the break, we asked you what kind of birds these adorable zoo babies are. If you said flamingos, ding, 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 you're right.
That one was kind of tricky because flamingos are known for those bright pink feathers, but they're actually gray when they're babies. Their feathers don't change until a few years after they're born, and it's all because of the shrimp they eat.
Today we've seen tree roos, red pandas, Kia. So what do they all have in common? You're looking at the all-star trio of the all-new exhibit, putting you face to face with them like never before.
All right,
You guys can come in.
let's rock and roll. Where are we standing right now?
We are standing in the location of the former beloved Day-Night House exhibit.
What exactly is going to be here when all is said and done?
We are going to be embarking on a new experience here at the Woodland Park Zoo known as the Forest Trailhead Experience.
All right, so it doesn't look like much right now. Just a plot of land, some trees, a lot of mud.
So it'll be a story about conservation and community solutions around forest.
But this open space represents a world of opportunity and a powerful vision for the future.
We are working together to save forests for animals, for people, forever. You're going to meet the animals who are the faces of forests that are connected to the conservation actions that are possible in your own life every single day.
This is that vision. We know what you're thinking. What is this, a center for ants? It needs to be at least 10 times this size. Don't worry, it will be. And then some. This is a model of the new Forest Trailhead exhibit, a 27,500 square foot space right at the heart of Woodland Park Zoo.
So that's the west entrance of the zoo.
An immersive experience where you choose your path.
But if you look, you can see, and you can come right up this canopy path and get up into those trees.
Literally and figuratively taking things to a whole new level, bringing you closer to the animals than ever before.
These are little outdoor habitats for them.
The tree kangaroos of Papua New Guinea, Carson, the red panda of Nepal.
And then the Kias, those are going to come into play on this side.
That's right.
And the Kias of New Zealand, ready to take flight in their new dating center. Inside, the journey continues.
You can explore all in here and really discover the different reptiles, the invertebrates, and of course the story of the conservation. You will see all sorts of stories about what's happening right now to protect, restore, and sustain those forests. We're hoping people can really get to know the communities that are behind this work and they can find inspiration in that. But really it comes down to action.
Action and personal change. From the coffee we drink, the chocolate we eat, the paper products we use, the furniture we buy.
The reality is that there are forest products in your everyday life. We need to be thinking about how we can protect the forest landscapes that we have out there. How do you restore the deforested or damaged landscapes that are fragmented? And then how do you sustain what you've done so that it can last into future generations?
Each road a different route to protect, restore, sustain.
Anywhere you go, you're going to see something special in this space, but really we know that this is a whole new view on the zoo that is unlike anything we've built before.
Truly, meeting the animals where they are, those unseen spaces high in the clouds, bringing the ghosts of the forest back to life.
Whether it's the first thing you see or the last thing you see, you'll remember it.
We have so much to look forward to in 2026. Now, in the meantime, you only have until January 14th to check out the wild lanterns. That's all we have time for, though. Make sure you check out all of our previous episodes, Cairo7.com/zoo. Thanks for learning with us, everyone.